Hello and welcome to the second episode. Samuel here for cryptospreadtrader.com. In this episode, we're going to go more into details about the strategy and the different parameters and how you can modify them to adapt them the best as you can to the current market situation. So let's dive in. You might have understood by now how the bot actually works, but I'm just going to review the strategy just to make sure that everything is crystal clear for you. So the bot always starts by buying. Okay, so for example, if you are trading Bitcoin versus USD, you will need USD in order to buy Bitcoin in order to sell it afterwards. Okay, so what the strategy does, it will use this green block elements. So I'm just gonna hide this for now. It will wait for a certain period, okay, here 240 minutes, and it will wait for a drop of 0.8% on the last 50 minutes. So once these conditions are met, it will trigger a buy order. So let's say we started the bot buy here and the order started here. So what will happen, it will simply have a slight drawdown and then wait for the price to go up 7% in order to sell. Okay, so you do this and it will repeat the operation. So in an uptrend, it's very simple. Okay, it will just follow the uptrend like this. But what will happen once we buy here? Okay, so in this case, what will happen is that the price will be dropping very hard and will be dropping over 15% here. So the buy drop percent, the red block, it will drop once the price drops more than this from the first order, it will trigger a second order. Okay, and if it does it after the second order, it will trigger the third order, and so on until the maximum orders is reached. Okay, so you have one order from the green block and 3 from the red block here. So what will it look like on the chart? It will simply look like this. So it will buy a second one, and on this bounce, okay, we might get out, because what will happen once we have more than one order that is triggered, we don't use this take profit anymore, we use this one. Okay, this allows us to have a different take profit if the market is going up or there's only one order, one buy order that has been filled, and another take profit if there is more than one order. So we kicked in the escape strategy, if we can call it like that, which is buying multiple times. So we might get out here and the operation might be repeated again, like here. Maybe it will buy again here and it will sell here. Okay, so we viewed how it will work on an uptrend, how it will work on a downtrend, and if it's sideways, basically it's kind of the same thing. It will buy here and sell here if you reduced the take profit target here, okay, because it won't do a 7% increase on a sideways market. So this is where you will need to adapt your strategy. So min and max quantity, I already explained. It will take a random value between these two boundaries. This is to avoid leaving footprints and always buying the same quantity. It's not necessary to use this functionality if you are in a very liquid market and you have small sizes. You can put the same digits at the same place in both text box. Okay, the wait period I explained. So how are you going to fine tune this? You're simply going to check how your bot acts. Okay, and if you find that sometimes it's buying too fast, okay, so here you can see I already tuned it. So when it sold, it waited for a few hours and then it bought here, which is not that bad. But if I had put only 1 minute, it will have sold here and maybe bought here. Okay, so you just fine tune like this. You count the amount of candles, because each candle here, if it's H1, it's 1 hour. So you just count and you can estimate after your bot sells which is the best waiting period. Okay, and you adapt here. So the minimum drop percent, putting a big value here will make you take only the best spikes, okay, because it will need a price drop which is pretty big in a very short period of time, but you will make lots less trades. Okay, so using this with a high digit will reduce your trades but might be better quality, and too low will make a lot of trades. Okay, the take profits here, check the volatility of the market, put a wide value, especially if you're in an uptrend or if there's very much volatility, and reduce it if you're on a sideways market. Now let's attack the red block. Okay, so the buy drop percent, using big values here will allow you to have less orders and cover a wider range. Okay, but doing this will require sometimes a bigger bounce. Okay, so this bounce is basically if the bot buys at this price, you will need an 11.09% bounce in order to hit your take profit of 0.5%. Okay, so this is what the bounce stands for, and you have the same thing for the break-even price. Okay, so keep this in mind. Putting wider values will increase this, but you will be safer on the range. The quantity multiplier, just leave it to 2. Okay, this will take the quantity from the previous order and multiply it by this digit. So here it's 2. So you can see 0.2336 times 2 equals this times 2 equals this, and so on. Okay, so the higher the multiplier, the more investment you'll need. So your max investment here will increase drastically, and the more risk you're taking, so you risk a bigger loss. Okay, but you will reduce the bounce that you need to recover, but just keep it to 2. Okay, don't change it. So now something very interesting. So the max orders. Okay, so here we have 2 types of trading strategies. The more you put orders, okay, the more you will need a big investment, the more you will increase your maximum loss, but you will have a much wider range of coverage in case of a drop with a smaller bounce. Okay, so basically you will have less chances of losing. Okay, so the stop loss has less chances to be hit, but if it gets hit, it will be very hard. I mean, you will make a bigger loss. Okay, so this also implies that you will need to adapt the first order size in order for the max investment to be correct, which will result also on smaller profits when you have only one order that is triggered. Okay, so this is kind of a more long-term, safe kind of strategy. But now you can try another strategy that is more aggressive, smaller success rate. Okay, so your stop loss has more chances of being hit, but you will need less investment and you will make a smaller loss in case of a hit. Okay, so how does this strategy works? You simply reduce your orders. Okay, let's say I reduce to 2 here. Okay, I can maximize my take profit if I want, and I can, which is most important, is increase my first order. So I just reduced from 4 to 2. Okay, so I had a max investment of 19 BNB and 4 BNB as a max loss. If I do this, let's see what happens. Let me just check that I'm not reaching the stop loss. It's fine. If I do this, you will see that I drastically reduce my risk. Okay, from 19 BNB of investment, it went to 4, and from 4 BNB of maximum loss, it went to 0.73. Okay, so this is a massive change. This will allow me to increase my first order here with bigger values in order to have a bigger risk, okay, which I'm still fine with. So this will allow you to make more profits on smaller orders. Okay, I mean, you'll have only one order hit, but you will still make bigger profits. So on small account, this tends to be quite a nice strategy. Okay, you can also, if you want to avoid getting stopped, you can change the stop loss to 20% here. You will see that it will increase my max loss, but it's still acceptable and it will not change my max investment. Okay, so everything is about playing with these digits. So you can, let's say for example, put only 3 orders and widen the buy drop percent so that you still cover an acceptable range for you. Okay, so to define the acceptable range, just measure the past. Okay, so you can see here usually drops are about 20%. Okay, this is or 30%. Okay, so I will say, okay, I want to be safe, so I want to cover at least 40%. Okay, so I'll find a way to cover 40%. So I can say, okay, my buy drop percent, I want it to be 19 now, and you will see that I cover the 40% only with 3 orders, which reduce my risk and allows me to have bigger gains on the single orders, which is quite important. Okay, so I hope this part is clear. If you have a small account and you want to be more aggressive, reduce your maximum orders, increase your buy drop percent, okay, and increase your quantity. Okay, let's quickly review the general settings bar. So buy only, use this when you want to accumulate, for example, so it will just buy and never sell. So let's say you want to hold for long-term Bitcoin in case of a drop, you will simply put the buy drop percent, the amount of orders, and the quantities. You toggle the buy only and will only buy and never sell it. Okay, here's the same thing to sell. Okay, so you can use it whenever you need. Bid always on top and ask always on top are features used for advanced spread trading that we're going to discuss in the next video. And this one is very useful. So stop when all position close. So let's say you just want to finish, there's an open trade here, you can see there are 2 orders. You just want to kill the bot once it closes it, you just toggle this. Okay, so if it will need to buy other orders, it will still buy, and once it's get out, it will simply stop the bot. Okay, here you have your maximum loss. So this is your, if the stop loss is hit, it's the amount you might lose, which represent 21% of the max investment here. This is the amount of crypto you need to buy all your orders. Okay, in my case, I'm trading the YFI2 versus BNB. That's why everything is in BNB. These are my account balances in BNB and YFI, and the estimated orders. So here's the drop. You will notice that, for example, I put 15 here, but here it's not 15 then 30. Why this? Simply because we take the percentage from the previous drop, which is less than if we took for reference the first order. Okay, so we're not doing 15 plus 15 plus 15 plus 15 from the first order. We are doing 15% from this one, then 15% from this one makes 27.79 compared to the first order, and so on. Okay, and then your stop loss. So if this drop is reached, it will simply sell everything. Regarding the money management, be sure to never exceed your total account value in max investment. Okay, this will result in orders not being able to be placed, okay, because you will have insufficient funds. So here you can see on the top bar here, it's all the max investment cumulated, okay, of all the bots. So here it will represent 60 BNB, which is 10.42% of my total account value. And the maximum loss is 14 BNB, which represents 2.53% of my total account and my monthly profit and loss compared to the previous month. So yes, I think that's all for the dashboard and for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one to discuss these advanced settings and the spread trading option.